One thing I'm not going to do is to be tired in terms of defending President Nelson Chamisa. I would defend him with all facts I have because I know the truth and I believe in the truth. I don't believe in lies. We need to build Zimbabwe on the basis of the truth. In 2023, President Nelson Chamisa was open to everyone. And my heart is in pain to hear some charlatans coming out to say Nelson Chamisa was not open enough or was not willing to work with others. No, he was willing to work with others. Let us go down and understand these facts. Point number one, President Nelson Chamisa was willing to work with all open progressive forces. He was willing to work together with them. But they were not willing to work with him. They had some nasty demands which they had. So, for example, I want to give you an example. There is need to pay money, which is 1,000 United States dollars for the candidate registration. You want to join hands with Nelson Chamisa, and you are told, okay, you come join us. We accept your candidates, and you pay 1,000 US for your candidates. Imagine, guys, they didn't want that. They wanted Nelson Chamisa to co-opt their candidates and pay for them. There is nothing like that. You don't get into shareholders to come and join your party and you pay them. You finance them. People want to join you, want to be shareholders. They come, they join, and you pay them. What is the difference from working with the people you have been working with, people who have been mobilizing on the ground, people who have been campaigning for you on the ground? Let us state facts as they are. These opposition political parties, they were visible in the urban areas. In the rural areas, they're not even known. In my village, they don't know about Maduku, they don't know about Linda, they don't know about all these small political parties. They don't even know about Monzora. Their candidates are nowhere to be seen across Zimbabwe. Yet they are claiming that we were supposed to unite. President Nelson Chamisa's candidates were everywhere. He had the candidates across Zimbabwe, everywhere, including in Mwenez. He had candidates right there. Xavier Kasukwere would come and say, Inina was denied an opportunity to be on the ballot. But we were discussing about working with Nelson Chamisa. Okay, let us say Nelson Chamisa was selfish. Let us assume. What stopped Xavier Kasukwere from fielding his candidates across the 210 constituencies in Zimbabwe and across all wards in Zimbabwe? What stopped Xavier Kasukwere from fielding all those candidates? It's because he had no candidates to field. It's because he thought that he was influential within ZANU-PF. But if you go on to the ZANU-PF stronghold where they won, he didn't have people on the ground. In areas, for example, in Mwenez West, where there was this other guy, Akazochemba Manje Kapisuru Mota Tafadzo. Tafadzo lost dismally in Mwenez West. He lost dismally. And you ask a question, all right, Tafadzo Wacho Zanga Ifamba Kwakasukwere, was he popular enough? No, he wasn't. So, guys, ngati sai my emotions papa asiri. Let us be people with facts. Let us tell the truth as it is. Vanhu ava vasina vanhu pa ground. That is the honest truth. That is the reason why they failed to field candidates everywhere. It's either they didn't have money, but money is vanakasukwera vangati tasina mari. How do you say tasina mari muchida kuita ma president? They had no candidates. Aiva wana kupi Kasukwere ma candidate kuita ma councillor across all the rural wards in Zimbabwe. Even in the urban areas, they had no candidates. That is the fact. All these other smaller parties, they had candidates in the urban areas and they had none in the rural areas. Why? MDC alliance, MDC inonzi yamonzora chaiyo, failed to place candidates. If Xavier Kasukwere was serious, let's say we are assuming that Nelson Chamisa was refusing to work with others. Xavier Kasukwere was supposed to field the candidates so as to show Chamisa his power and his might. And was supposed to put those candidates in the strongholds of ZANU-PF, all the strongholds of ZANU-PF. Win in those areas or split the vote of ZANU-PF in those areas. And then prove with Chamisa, urukuzvona zviya zvataitaura. Tazoruza paupresident because iwo wakaramba batana neni, dai takabatana tawina kupresident. But you don't come and tell me that they were influential when they failed on the grassroots. They failed on the grassroots. You don't come to tell me that they were influential, yet they failed to garner any meaningful votes anyway. They failed. But you failed in areas you deployed your people as independent candidates, and you failed even to field the candidates across the whole country. Makansela Chacha Abadari, you failed. Another issue is that Xavier Kasukwere, and I don't hate him, I respect him. But Xavier Kasukwere is a coward. I will say this openly. He is a political coward. Why? Xavier Kasukwere didn't bother to come to Zimbabwe with Kananda Sungwa Kananda Pandafa. I'm going to Zimbabwe for the sake of change. And we have people who are comparing Xavier Kasukwere and Masisi of Botswana. Masisi went back to his country despite threats which were there against his life. He went there. He was there campaigning with the party he was supporting. Kusvika ma-election results achibuda, mavaona vachirova pasi vachita sei, they were happy. Right here in Zimbabwe, Xavier Kasukwere never dared to step foot in Zimbabwe. How was he going to put value onto the campaign trail while he was not in Zimbabwe? How? If he had come to Zimbabwe, zvaitoita nani because paita noise yekuti ukauya Kasukwere vakamusunga vanomutya zvaita nani vanhu vake vaifamba vane zvekutaura vanokambena nazvo. But he wasn't here. That is an honest truth. So you'd see that the UDC, if you go to Botswana, the UDC, it had 3 parties. There were other 2 political parties, which means the UDC, another political party, and another. The UDC got around 36 seats. The other party got around 14 seats. The other got 5 seats, which was being backed by Ian Khama. Which means if you look at the statistics, these political parties got something to talk about. They had seats. Tiratidzeiwo masiti akahwinwa eukansela chaiwo naKasukwere nevanhu vake. Tiratidzeiwo masiti akahwinwa nanaMonzora nevanhu vavo. Tiratidzeiwo masiti akahwinwa nevese vari kuzvitita Chamisa ataifana kubatana naChamisa akaramba. Tiratidzei masiti avakahwina. Anoratidza kuti they had political capital. Scenarios differ. If you can't compare the Zimbabwean situation with other countries, you can't. You can't. ZANU-PF, in my own belief, is a system which need a different approach. Not this unity, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not it. ZANU-PF need a different approach. We have to make sure that we dismantle ZANU-PF in its own strongholds. This is the message which I was preaching last year when I said, let us do Operation Munu Kumusha Kwake. I said it publicly. I was holding live streams. I said, Ngatite Operation Kumusha Kwake. Some of us, we moved. We left our jobs. We left our jobs, resigned from our jobs, and we went to the rural areas to campaign because I felt that I needed to put effort. I felt that I needed to put effort. Imagine if the majority of us had done so. But our people are good complainers. They are good complainers. They'll complain seated in Senton. They'll complain seated in air-conned houses. Isusu tairara musango uchiterrorizwa nevanhu vefazi and everywhere. Tairara musango. They never bothered to say, let us do this. Even Chamisa Ramba Batana Nesu, let us do this for the sake of Zimbabwe, not for the sake of anything, for the sake of Zimbabwe. We are going to field the candidates. We are going to field the agents. They failed. So Nelson Chamisa got around 47.5%. And if you put 47.5%, Mnangagwa had around 52% or so, percentage. The other political parties had less than 1%. So ukatora zvachamisa zvaanazvo, you combine it with what other candidates got. They had nothing to show. Chekuratidza kuti vachamisa dai mimi makabatana nesu, dai tikazodai. They have nothing. Even tikatora zvakawanikwa neopposition political parties dzese hazvisi kusvika 50% according to the ZEC results. So how do you classify Nelson Chamisa as a failure in such situations? According to classified intel, the late delivery of ballots made Chamisa lose 12%. It costed the opposition 12%. The 12% of the whole electorate in the critical areas, the strongholds of Nelson Chamisa, were disenfranchised from voting. If that 12% had voted, or even if we are to put margins of error, it is if we put 6% from 47%, Nelson Chamisa was going to have more, which means he could have won the election. But still, that is not put into account, into consideration. Nelson Chamisa was losing with a smaller margin in rural areas. His candidates were losing by smaller margins. Chakakutadzai vanakasukwere kuisa vanhu venyu, Chamisa hake akarudza upresident, asi ma-MP enyu akavhiringidza zvinhu, opposition yakawina ma-MP. Chii chakakutadzisai kuzviita? Chinyi chakakutadzisai kuzviita kana maiva influential? You didn't have people, you didn't have money, you didn't have influence. That is the honest truth. You didn't even have candidates. Chinorwadza chokwadi chatiri kutaura nezvacho ichi. Chinorwadza chokwadi ichi. Triple C had no money. It was funded by citizens. Citizens funded this whole program. And you have other people varukuti Chamisa akabatana ningi. Aibatana 2018 zvakaitika the same, and Chamisa got 68 seats. This time around he got over 100 seats. Solo asina wabatana naye. If not for people who get into politics for their stomachs and for money, where would be the opposition now? If not for ZANU-PF, which came Nana Chavangu kuzo destroyer, that is the zvakamira sei. Saka inini, I just need the answers from Team Kasukwere. Guys, what stopped you from fielding candidates everywhere across Zimbabwe? Chakakutadzisai kuisa macandidates across Zimbabwe chinyi? Hanti maiva nevanhu, maiva nesheka imimi. Chakakutadzisai chii kuisa macandidates? Makauya mukasplita mavotes as you have suggested. Chakakurambidzai? Chamisa akakurambidzai sei? Because imimi authorization yenyu pamamusingadi Chamisa maingoda kuendesa candidates yenyu kunomination, vosvika vonofaila. Zimbabwe amurejeswe ma-political parties kungonotifya ZEC, vosvika vonofaila zvinhu zvavo. You had the political party Isevia Kasukwere yavaifamba nayo. What stopped you from doing the same thing mafailiro awakanoitawo kunomination? Kakutadzisa kuisa macandidates ako paground musi umwe chete iwoyo. Chii? Iwewe waidisqualifyiwa hako, macandidates ako oramba aripo paground, maagents ako oramba aripo pamapolling stations. Tozotaura zvimwe zveunity later. Inini, I'm ready for this first powder unionists. I'm ready for you. Let us tell the truth as it is. Ina chandiri kurwarira kakuti ndoda chigaro chakati, ndoda kuzodiwa pakati, ndoda kuzodai. We are here to tell the truth. Chatiri kudai Zimbabwe iri nani. I don't care about positions. I care about a better Zimbabwe. I care about an equal Zimbabwe more than positions. So hatitati kunyengerera tinoudzana chokwadi. So guys, this is the honest truth. Ndivengei ndiite sei zvese but ndo chokwadi chandiri kukudzai. Vanhu venyu mafavorites enyu anga asina vanhu paground, and that is the reality. That is the truth. And if they had people, what stopped them from fielding those candidates is because they had no candidates. Haungatiudzi kuti iwo mhuri yako iri kufa nenzara kumba, wotanga uda kutiudza zvimwe nonzenzenda zotadziswa nanhingi nanhingi, iwo chiri kungokutadzisa chiko kufidha mhuri yako. Feed your family. What stopped you from sacrificing? Chakakutadzisa ichi kuti okay, iwo Chamisa hako waramba kubatana nesu, but macandidates taakuisa ayo moisa nemaagents enyu tobetserana kudefenda vote yenyika, because you two kana change yanga yauya you are going to benefit, but it's because muri vanhu vezanu muri kuda kuramba muri muzanu, muri kuchingirira kujoina zanu, muri kuramba muchingozviti tiri mazanu. That is the problem. It's not Nelson Chamisa. You are free to do whatever you can, but let us be honest with each other.